just hours, voters in New Hampshire will start heading to the polls to provide the next twist in what has been a truly unbelievable campaign. Today, the candidates, including a surprisingly modest Donald Trump, were out scrambling for votes. Some of these hopefuls know they may not make it past tomorrow. ABC's David Wright is out on the trail tonight.
This is now crunch time. It may be the first in the nation primary.
Vote for me tomorrow.
But New Hampshire is also a last chance for some.
Donald Trump organizes his campaign around disparaging people.
This past week, we've seen feuds, unexpected alliances, and attacks.
Vicious trolling.
The music you almost expect to hear as the candidates crisscross the land. Call it Game of Thrones New Hampshire edition, an epic battle, live free or die. Tune in this time tomorrow, and there's sure to be blood on the floor.
The time is here.
Saturday's ABC News debate was the red wedding for Marco Rubio, who came in from Iowa as the emerging consensus candidate.
Senator Rubio.
And let's dispel once and for all with this fiction that Barack Obama doesn't know what he's doing. He knows exactly what he's doing.
Then Chris Christie stuck in the shiv.
I like Marco Rubio, and he's a smart person and a good guy, but he simply does not have the experience to be president of the United States and make these decisions.
I think the experience is not just what you did, but how it worked out.
Rubio fought back, but listen closely.
But I would add this. Let's dispel with this fiction that Barack Obama doesn't know what he's doing. He knows exactly what he's doing. He is trying to change this country.
The repetition of that well-practiced line was all Christie needed to twist the knife.
That's what Washington, D.C. does. The drive-by shot at the beginning with incorrect and incomplete information, and then the memorized 25-second speech that is exactly what his advisors gave him.
Then, astonishingly, Rubio repeated the line again.
This notion that Barack Obama doesn't know what he's doing is just not
there
true.
It is.
He knows exactly
there it is,
what he's
the memorized 25-second speech.
Well, that's
there
the
it is,
reason
everybody.
Marco Mentum was done. The following morning, there were robots outside Rubio's first event.
And what's your new talking point?
Our new talking point is Marco Rubio just needs to get some new talking points.
Inside, some of the voters were skeptical of him.
But I'm grateful to you for being here today.
Marco should have been a little better prepared.
He's a young senator, just like Obama was. I'm not so sure he's ready.
Interesting. So something like this raises questions about his experience.
Yes, it does.
The one I thought that did a great job was Jeb Bush.
Over in Salem,
thank you all very much for coming.
We caught up with Governor Bush.
Thank you.
This hasn't been a great year for the House of Bush, but he's hoping New Hampshire will turn it around.
Your friend Senator Rubio has taken a lot of flack this morning for getting stuck in his talking points yesterday. Yeah. Is he only a soundbite deep? Is that what it says?
No, look, he is only soundbite deep in that debate. He's a substantial person. He's a gifted speaker, but he doesn't have a proven record.
Welcome to Wyndham.
Governor John Kasich is also do or die here in the Granite State. He can't afford to be an also-ran. Now he's got a spring in his step, too.
I'm counting on you to help me if I'm president of the United States. What do you think of that, huh?
And Governor Chris Christie, he's in a great mood.
How you doing, Governor?
See ya.
His town hall meeting at an Exeter bowling alley and bar was packed.
Governor, any second thoughts about your treatment of Marco Rubio last night?
Second thoughts? Wish I would have done it twice.
Christie, Kasich, Bush, Rubio, let's face it, they'd be happy with second place here, even a not-too-distant third. It's no secret who is strongly expected to win. Just look at this crowd.
If you believe the polls, then Bernie Sanders and Donald Trump, they've got this in the bag. But the big question out there, or as both of them would say, the huge question, is whether the enthusiastic support that they've been able to draw out to their rallies will actually translate into votes.
I'm a volunteer for Bernie Sanders. Are you planning to vote in the Democratic primary tomorrow?
The Sanders campaign says it's prepared.
We got folks throughout all day just making hundreds of calls.
What is this space? What did it used to be?
I think this used to be a dentist's office.
How are you?
Julia Barnes is Sanders' New Hampshire campaign director.
I was looking at 538. They show Bernie Sanders with a better than 99% chance of winning New Hampshire.
I will believe that on Wednesday morning. I'll believe that on Wednesday morning.
Okay.
We're trying very hard not to take anything for granted.
Some Sanders supporters have taken electioneering to new places. Back in Iowa, some of his younger supporters, presumably single, got suspended from Tinder for urging prospective dates to swipe right for Bernie.
How are things going up in New Hampshire? Okay.
This weekend, Bernie Sanders got a last-minute boost from Saturday Night Live.
Pretty good.
Appearing alongside his comedy doppelganger, Larry David.
I am so sick of the 1% getting this preferential treatment.
I do not shake disgusting hands.
They even did a sketch featuring a Bernie version of Larry David's HBO show, Burn Your Enthusiasm.
You did something.
I hope you all are going to vote Tuesday. I hope I can earn your vote.
The Clinton campaign is now pulling out all the stops.
How are you today? Great.
This weekend, Hillary Clinton was even out there knocking on doors herself.
How are you? Good.
The Clintons have a long history here in New Hampshire.
I was a supporter of your husband, and I am a supporter of
They not only keep lists of people who supported Hillary in 2008, they're still in touch with folks who voted for Bill Clinton 25 years ago. Now Bill Clinton is at times sounding angry.
To defend Hillary and explain why they supported her, have been subject to vicious trolling.
Thank you.
This weekend, former Secretary of State Madeleine Albright named and shamed women voters who might be tempted to vote for Sanders.
Just remember, there's a special place in hell for women who don't help each other.
A thought that doesn't go over well among women who do support Sanders.
Does that make you feel guilty?
Not at all. I think that women support women that they want to support.
And you don't want to support Hillary Clinton?
No, I don't. I absolutely do not.
We still live in a country where it's a freedom of choice, and I have been with Bernie since the beginning. I feel he's going to do right by the retirees. I think he's going to do right by the kids.
The first votes are now in. Tomorrow there will be blood on the floor. A king may be crowned, a queen may be cut down to size just a bit, but there could also be plot twists, new heroes or villains, even a cliffhanger as the 2016 Game of Thrones continues. I'm David Wright for Nightline in Manchester.